Welcome to the latest installment in the Cabinet Learning Series. Today's session is the considerations for converting your server-installed Cabinet Safe system to Cabinet Cloud. The presentation is relatively short, about 20 minutes. Stand by and enjoy. Here's a quote from Robert Vanderpool. He was a financier and a financial author for the Chicago Sun-Times. This quote was in the 1940s, very applicable to Cabinet Cloud today. So what we're going to talk about are some of the benefits of Cabinet Safe Cloud. Security, how we secure the connection between your desktop and our cloud servers. Disaster recovery, what happens in the event of a disaster at one of our data centers. The maintenance considerations with Cabinet Safe Cloud, both with the server and the server hardware and software. Also the access flexibility, the different ways that you have to access Cabinet Safe Cloud. We'll talk about the conversion process. Should you decide to convert to Cabinet Cloud, the exact steps that we go through to bring your data onto our server and get you up and running. And then lastly, we'll talk about pricing in general, what it costs to convert to Cabinet Cloud and what the ongoing costs are. So you might be asking just exactly what is this Cabinet Safe Cloud? Basically, it's the same desktop software that you use right now. Exactly the same. All that we do is point your desktop from looking at the server in the closet to looking at our server across the internet. We access the Cabinet Safe Cloud servers via a VPN connection. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It establishes a secure encrypted tunnel between your desktop and the Cabinet Safe Cloud server. We think so much of Cabinet Safe Cloud that we operate our business on it. All of our client data in day-to-day use, all of our information is up on the cloud. So as we like to say around here, we eat our own dog food. So why set Cabinet Safe Cloud? I mentioned security. You connect from your desktop to our data center via a secure VPN connection. That connection is encrypted. We set that up for you with a piece of software called OpenVPN that we install on your desktops. The data centers that you connect to, they are compliant with SSAE 16 Type 2. And what that means is that they have documented controls in place for their physical security, environmental security, and their cloud and network services monitoring, their infrastructure. It's all measured and documented. The certification was developed to really closely align U.S. standards with international standards, and that SSAE 16 Type 2 certification supersedes the old SAS 70. As far as disaster recovery goes, our data centers are geographically dispersed. They're a couple of 100 miles apart. So if there's a natural disaster or man-made disaster with either one of those data centers, we can fail over to the other data center. And it's basically a mirror image of each other, right? So it only takes a few minutes to fail over to the other data center, and that results in minimal downtime for our users. Another consideration for converting to Cabinet Safe Cloud is maintenance. No more server hassles, right? No more updating that server hardware when it fails or it becomes obsolete, when you run out of RAM, when you get a bad disk drive, when your drives are at capacity, when they're full. Cabinet is responsible for all the server hardware. You don't have to worry about that anymore. The server operating system, you don't have to worry about updating the OS. Cabinet's responsible for all the OS updates. Backups. Do you back up your data, right? And a lot of you say, yeah, we back it up. Well, have you fully tested your backup by performing a restoration from backup? That's the true way to see that you've got a working backup. And a lot of times people don't find that out until there's a disaster and that they haven't backed up the correct data or that their backups are corrupt. Cabinet backs up our cloud server every hour. We send backups to an off-site storage facility every night. And then we test our backups periodically to make sure that they're working. Updating software and software maintenance. Cabinet Cloud clients are updated when we release a new version. They're the first ones that have it installed. We send an email notification about a week in advance to let you know that there's going to be an update. We do it on weekends. We do it at night for minimal disruptions. We don't deploy an update until we've done extensive testing on it, and that includes us, Cabinet, using that software for about a month prior to it being released out to our client customers, so that it's been tested in a live environment in the real world to make sure that it works. So to conclude, we eliminate the hassles associated with owning a server that requires IT resources to deploy it and maintain it. And the best of all here is when you convert to Cabinet Safe Cloud, there are no more maintenance and support bills from Cabinet. They're all included in the monthly fees. The next consideration for Cabinet Safe Cloud is access flexibility, just how easy it is to access the system using the same great desktop client that you're used to, just via VPN. And what you have to do is launch that VPN first, establish the secure connection, and then you fire up Cabinet Safe, and it runs over the VPN. Here I'm going to show you how that's done. We'll select the VPN. And connect to it. It's establishing that secure encrypted connection to the server. Then we'll minimize it. Then we'll launch Cabinet Safe and log in as we normally do. You'll notice down here where it's saying connect to, it's the Cabinet server. It has gone out and found the server. So we just log in. It's going to pop up at my dashboard. And that's how easy it is. The next way to connect to Cabinet Safe Cloud is via Cabinet Web. And I'll jump out here to a web browser and show you how easy that is. Okay, so I've got a link set up to my demo system. It pops up our login screen, and we're going to log in Harold. And it takes me right back to the last place that I was logged in. So we'll just give you a look at some of the things here. The cabinet, active personnel, then these are the folders within that cabinet. I'll choose one of those. Mr. Ackworth, it's going to show me a list of all the documents. We can preview one of them. Let's just pick this W4. Preview over on the right. And that's how simple it is to use Cabinet Web. Now the last method to access Cabinet Safe Cloud is with the iPad app. I've got a couple of screenshots here just to give you an idea of what it looks like. The shot on the left is a list of the folders with indexes. This is the folder listing within this cabinet. These are the indexes. Then the right-hand shot are the documents within a particular folder, and then you highlight one of those documents and you get a preview of it on the right. All of these, the desktop app, Cabinet Web, and the iPad app, are included in your monthly subscription. There's nothing extra to pay, no extra licenses to buy. You just log in each one of those with your regular login credentials. The rights follow in each one of these access methods. That is, all the user rights that you might have on your desktop app are going to follow through with you when you use web or when you use the iPad app, and they push out to all the users as well. Like I said, no extra charge for any of these. They're all included. Training is available for each one of these. It's up and online right now on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/cabinet paperless. Okay, so all this is great. What happens when I decide to convert to Cabinet Safe Cloud? Well, here's the process. Your server software, your cabinet server software, has to be up to date. So if it's not at the current revision, and that's going to be the version that we're running on the cloud server, we're going to run an update on your server. Okay, once the update is done, then we'll run a backup. All right, we run a current backup, then we copy the backup files to a portable disk drive. If it's not too much data, we'll just go ahead and upload it to our server at that point. If we determine it's going to take too long, and it's our support people decide that, then we'll copy it to that portable drive. And that drive is, you provide that drive, you ship it to us. We get it at our data center, we plug it into the server, and then download all the data onto our server, and then we'll ship that drive back to you. In the meantime, we reconfigure your desktops, and what that means is that we install the VPN software on each of the desktops that's going to be using it. We reconfigure Cabinet Safe on those desktops, and basically that's to point those desktops at our cloud server instead of toward your server that sits in the back room. Then we test it to make sure everything's working. We show you how to use it. Very simple. Just connect the VPN and then log into Cabinet Safe like you normally do. Then we turn the system over to you. So I know you're saying this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. What's it going to cost me to do this? Okay, so typically we have an account setup fee. That's to set up the account and get it going. But since we're talking about converting here, there's not as much setup to do as we have to do with a brand new system. So if you're current on maintenance and support, our annual maintenance and support program, we're going to waive that account setup fee. If you're off of maintenance and support, and kind of depending on the version of software that you're on, those fees range from $750, $500 to get you set up and running. There is a recurring fee. This is a monthly subscription, so you are charged by the user by the month. We have, the license structure is basically the same as with the server installed system. I mentioned it's pretty much the same. You're just looking at a different server. There are named licenses. There are concurrent shared licenses. There's still synchronizer retriever and web sync. And we have view-only licenses as well. So the pricing for those name licenses are typically around $50 a month each. Concurrent licenses are about $70. Synchronize Retriever Web Sync, those integration tools, are $50 per month. The view-only licenses, and typically with cloud, those are via the web browser interface. So it's called web-only, view-only. Those are $30, $40 a month, depending on whether they're named or concurrent. And then, best of all with this, support and maintenance are included in those fees. There's no more annual support and maintenance bill that you get. Then the special offer for you is that for people who convert to cloud this year, we're going to include Share. And if you're not familiar with Share, it's a way that you can securely share documents with people outside the cabinet system, that you don't email it. It's a web portal. You push documents out, and end user gets an email that says that you have shared a document with them, gives them a link. They click that link. They're prompted for a username and password to enter the portal. Then they can download their documents. They can also upload documents back to you. So I want to thank you for taking the time to watch the video today. If you're compelled to convert your system to Cabinet Safe Cloud, give me a call. Here's my contact information. You'll see the pricing is right. It's very economical, especially if you're struggling with IT issues and IT support staff. It's a great way to access Cabinet Safe. Thanks. Have a good day.